All right, sir. If you will remain standing first and face the clerk, she'll need to swear you in. Raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear and affirm that the testimony that you will give will be the truth and the whole truth, so help you God?
I swear.
Have a seat, please, sir. I'm going to ask you to sit up close to the microphone so we can hear you over the speaker. And then I'm going to ask you to state your name and then spell your name, please.
My name is Charles Smith, CharlesSmith.
Thank you, sir.
May I proceed,
Counsel?
Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Smith, where do you currently work?
I work at Ed Fraser's Memorial Hospital.
And what occupation do you have there?
I work as an RN or a registered nurse.
How long have you been working at Ed Fraser Hospital?
At this time, I believe 3 years and going on 4 for 2025.
Where did you work before you went to Ed Fraser?
I worked at St. Vincent's Medical Center as a registered nurse as well.
How many years did you work there?
3, I believe.
And then before that, were you at another hospital?
Before that, I worked as a certified nursing assistant at a nursing home.
Okay. What are your current duties and responsibilities as a nurse at Ed Fraser Hospital?
I work as a nurse in the emergency room, and there's a long list of responsibilities and duties, but just to name a few, we assess and treat and assist any patient that comes into our emergency room.
And my guess is you probably have treated thousands of patients in your career.
Oh, absolutely.
Can you tell the jury your educational experience?
I was a certified nursing assistant, and then I achieved my AA at Florida State College of Jacksonville, and then I went into the ADN program for nursing at FSCJ as well.
Mr. Smith, let me take you to July 19th of 2023. On that date, were you working at Ed Fraser Hospital?
I was.
Did you come across a patient, an infant by the name of Araya Page?
I did.
Can you explain how Araya came to be in the emergency room?
She was brought in by emergency medical staff and taken directly into us, and where we took over the patient.
Were other nurses present?
Yes.
And was a doctor present as well?
Yes.
Do you remember who that doctor was?
Dr. Aaron Ward.
Once Araya arrived at the emergency room, can you explain to the jury what did you and the other nurses and the doctor begin doing?
We were aware of her being brought to us ahead of time. We were called ahead of time, and so we were all, several of us, including nurses and respiratory staff and physicians, all present in the room in the room awaiting her arrival.
And once she arrived, what was done with Araya to try to assess the situation?
She was moved from the emergency stretcher onto or from the emergency medical stretcher to our ER stretcher, where we assessed whether or not she had a pulse.
And did she have a pulse?
From my understanding, no, she did not.
Do you even remember if CPR could be performed?
I know that it was being performed en route to us and prior to transferring from one stretcher to the next, but the CPR was stopped in order to assess her pulse.
And once it was determined that the patient, Araya Page, did not have a pulse, did CPR basically stop at that point?
Yes.
So would it be fair to say it was determined that very quickly that Araya Page was deceased?
Yes.
After that was determined, was the temperature of Araya Page taken?
Yes. Yes, it was.
And were you present for that?
I can't recall completely if I was standing right there, but I was no more than 10, 15 feet away at any time of that patient's entire stay.
Okay. Do you know why her temperature was taken?
I believe it was a request from the medical examiner that we had reached out to.
And was it documented what the temperature was?
It was.
Do you recall what the thermometer goes up to?
From my understanding, the thermometers go up to 110.
Do you remember what her temperature was for Araya when they took her temperature?
The reading on the thermometer was 110 degrees Fahrenheit.
So the thermometer wouldn't go higher than 110.
I can't say for sure that that specific thermometer is limited to 110, but I believe that is the limit.
And her temperature registered as 110.
Yes, that's
So
correct.
it's possible that it could have been higher than 110,
Yes.
depending on the thermometer that was used. What other involvement did you have after Araya's temperature was taken? What other involvement did you have with this patient?
There's several steps that are taken with any patient that is deceased in the emergency room, which is calling the local medical examiners and all that. So paperwork and talking with family and things like that. But I can't recall specifics of what was done afterwards.
And are you able to describe to the jury how did Araya appear to you or feel when she was touched?
She was very warm or hot to the touch, and she appeared to be still in what I would describe as a seated position.
What do you mean a seated position?
Her legs were bent upwards towards her chest as if she was still sitting.
Okay. Your Honor, I think that's all I have. I tender the witness.
Okay, cross-examination?
I have no questions, Your Honor.
Okay, can this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor, he can be excused.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. You are excused. Counsel, approach the bench, please. Sure that your phone or other electronic device is turned off. Are there any additional instructions desired by counsel with regard to the jury?
No, Your Honor. No, sir.
Very well. Then with those instructions in mind, we will be in recess until 8:30 in the morning. Mr. Bailiff? Okay, we are in recess.
The system's rigged, man, it's time to break free. Eyes wide open, gotta see what I see.